So here's something wild. Imagine walking into a dealership and finding a car that's got more screens than your living room. Suspension so smart it literally predicts potholes before you hit them. And a design that makes you do a double take. Now imagine that same car costs less than half what you'd pay for a Mercedes S-Class. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. And the reason you probably haven't heard about it yet is because it's coming from a place the traditional auto industry desperately doesn't want you looking at, China, today. We're talking about the NIO ET9, and trust me, once you see what this thing can do, you're going to have some serious questions about why we're still paying premium prices for cars that suddenly feel very, very outdated. Oh, and real quick before we get into this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into electric, vehicles, and automotive innovations that don't always make the headlines here in the West. You're definitely going to want to stick around for what's coming. All right, let's break this down. First impressions matter, right? And when you lay eyes on the ET9 for the first time, it's not just another electric sedan trying too hard to look futuristic. This thing has presence. Picture this. You've got these ultra-slim headlights that stretch across the front like razor-sharp laser beams, paired with a wide, low stance that just radiates confidence without being obnoxious about it. It's not screaming for attention like some exotic sports car. Instead, it's got that quiet confidence, that understated elegance you see in truly premium vehicles. Think about the sophistication of a Rolls-Royce, but with the modern edge of something that belongs in 2025, not 1995. The proportions are absolutely spot on, too. We're talking about a stretched-out silhouette with muscular wheel arches and body lines so crisp and clean they could be architectural. If you saw this rolling down the street and someone told you it was a high-end Porsche sedan that spent some time in an Italian design studio, you'd probably believe them. And then there are these massive turbine-style wheels that look like they belong on something preparing for takeoff. The whole package sits low and wide, giving it this planted, athletic stance that just screams performance and stability. Now let's talk about context for a second. Here in the States, what are your options if you want a full-size luxury sedan? You're either settling for something safe and boring, or you're dropping serious cash on a German flagship. The ET9 looks like it rolled straight out of a tech billionaire's private collection, the kind of car you'd expect to see parked at a Silicon Valley mansion. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. In China, this isn't some unattainable fantasy vehicle. Regular people can actually aspire to own one. And get this, NIO didn't just set out to build something that looks futuristic. They built something that makes the competition look instantly outdated. Park this next to one of those other popular electric sedans, and suddenly what used to look cutting edge starts looking like last year's model. But honestly, if you think the exterior is impressive, just wait. Because what's happening inside this car is where things get absolutely insane. Pop open that door, and you're not just getting into a car anymore. You're stepping into what genuinely feels like the first-class cabin of a flagship airline. I'm not being dramatic here. The ET9 welcomes you with not one, not two, but 4 massive digital displays. There's this curved, wraparound driver screen that makes you feel like you're piloting a spacecraft. Then you've got this enormous center touchscreen that gives you control over absolutely everything. Seat temperature? Check. Climate zones? Obviously. But here's where it gets interesting. This car has a fragrance diffuser. Yes, you read that right. Your vehicle can fill the cabin with luxury scents, so your commute smells like you're sitting in a 5-star hotel lobby instead of stuck in traffic. And the rear passengers? They're not forgotten. Each back seat has its own personal screen built into the headrest in front of them. Streaming your favorite shows on a road trip? Done. Video conference while someone else drives? Easy. This thing could legitimately function as a mobile office or a rolling entertainment lounge. Let's talk about those seats for a minute because they're genuinely better than most people's furniture at home. Full leather. Massaging functions. Heated and ventilated, obviously. The rear seats even recline like a premium lounger, which is absolutely wild for a vehicle in this price range. And then there's the audio system. We're talking about 23 speakers creating 3-dimensional surround sound that literally resonates through your seat. Imagine playing your favorite track and feeling the bass vibrate through your entire body. It's not just listening to music anymore, it's experiencing it. But here's my favorite detail. The ET9 has this AI voice assistant called Nomi. It's this adorable little orb that sits on your dashboard and actually turns to face you when you're speaking. Think of it like your phone's voice assistant, except way more charming and genuinely helpful. You can literally tell it you're feeling stressed, and it'll automatically dim the lights, activate your seat massage, and start playing calming music. Show me a traditional luxury car that pays attention to your emotional state like that. I'll wait. Here's what's crazy. To get even half of these features in a Western luxury car, you'd need to drop 6 figures on a top-tier German sedan. The ET9? Not even in the same ballpark price-wise, but we'll get to that mind-blowing detail in a minute. Now let's shift gears and talk practicality, because this isn't just some executive toy. The ET9 is a legitimate family vehicle. We're talking full-size sedan dimensions with genuinely spacious rear legroom. The trunk could swallow everything from strollers to golf clubs to enough groceries to feed your family for weeks. Compared to your standard family sedans, this thing makes them feel cramped and dated. Compared to other luxury sedans, the ET9 gives you more room, more technology, and honestly, way more conversation starter potential. So yes, it's stylish and feels like it's from the future, but it's also designed for actual everyday life. And here's where the ET9 really starts to win you over. It's not just about the big, flashy headline features. It's all those small, thoughtful touches that make you fall in love with a vehicle. Take the doors, for example. They're soft close. No more slamming them shut like you're angry at your car. Just give it a gentle push and the door seals itself with this satisfying premium click. The ambient lighting is fully customizable with literally hundreds of color options. Want your interior to glow like a vibrant nightclub? One touch. Prefer something calm and relaxing like a sunset? Same deal. The panoramic glass roof is electrochromic, which means it adjusts its tint electronically. Bright sunny day, darken it. Clear night with stars? Make it transparent and enjoy the view. Even the cup holders have heating and cooling functions, so your morning coffee stays hot while your afternoon drink stays ice cold. But here's something you almost never see. The ET9 has an active noise cancellation system throughout the cabin. Microphones pick up external road and wind noise and generate opposing sound waves to cancel it out. The result? Your ride is whisper quiet. You could take a nap in the back seat and genuinely not hear a thing. It's details like this that separate just another electric vehicle from something that truly feels premium and next level. And here's the kicker. All these little luxuries come standard with the ET9, while traditional German brands will charge you extra for every single one of them. Now let's talk about what makes this thing actually move. Under all that luxury sits a pure electric powertrain with dual motors delivering serious performance. All-wheel drive is standard, obviously. We're talking about 697 horsepower. That's more power than most legitimate sports cars have. 0 to 60 miles per hour, 3 seconds flat. Read that again. 3 seconds. That's quicker than many high-performance sports cars. And we're talking about a luxury sedan that weighs over 5,000 pounds. The acceleration is absolutely absurd. Now, range. The ET9 uses the latest battery technology and can deliver up to 404 miles on a single charge. That's competitive with the best electric sedans on the market. But here's where things get really interesting. NIO has something called battery swapping. Instead of sitting at a charging station for 30 or 40 minutes, you pull into a NIO swap station, and in literally 3 minutes, they robotically replace your depleted battery with a fully charged one. That's faster than filling up a gas tank. No other major manufacturer can match that convenience. If you do need to use a regular fast charger, you're looking at 10 to 80% charge in about 18 minutes. That's pretty solid, but let's be honest. Once you experience that 3-minute battery swap, everything else feels ancient. Now here's what really matters once you drive off the lot. How does the ET9 actually feel on the road? Because you can pack a car with 100 screens and 1,000 gadgets, but if the driving experience isn't there, it's just an expensive gimmick. And this thing doesn't just drive. It absolutely glides. The ET9 has active suspension that literally scans the road surface ahead in real time. I'm not exaggerating. Cameras and sensors are constantly monitoring the pavement, and before you even feel a bump or pothole, the car has already adjusted its dampers to compensate. It's like having a fortune teller for road conditions. Drive over cracked city streets and it feels smooth as glass. Hit a speed bump, you barely register it. The adaptive air suspension is equally impressive. One tap and you can switch from smooth luxury mode to aggressive sport mode. It automatically lowers itself at highway speeds for better aerodynamics and stability, then raises when you need ground clearance for steep driveways or parking ramps. It's like driving a vehicle that can change its personality on demand. The steering is beautifully tuned too, light and effortless when you're navigating traffic, but firm and responsive when you want to push it. NIO engineered this so you don't just steer the car, you feel genuinely connected to the road. And remember, this is an electric vehicle, which means instant torque delivery. Touch the accelerator, and despite weighing over 5,000 pounds, it launches forward like physics just stopped applying. Smooth, silent, and absolutely relentless. No gear changes, no engine noise, just a continuous surge of power. And the cabin silence is remarkable. The insulation is so effective that you'll hear your passengers breathing before you hear any road noise. Unless, of course, you fire up that 23-speaker audio system. Then your car transforms into a mobile concert venue. Bottom line, the ET9 isn't just transportation. It's a sanctuary on wheels. A high-performance sanctuary that makes every single drive feel like a luxury experience. All right, now for the question everyone's been waiting for. What does all this actually cost? Take a guess. Seriously, think about it for a second. Here in the United States, a Mercedes S-Class starts around $120,000. A BMW 7 Series? At least $110,000 minimum. The NIO ET9 in China starts at roughly $108,000, already significantly less. But here's where your brain's going to break. With NIO's battery-as-a-service program, you can purchase the ET9 for about $90,500 and then rent the battery monthly for around $155. Let that sink in for a moment. For the price of a loaded mainstream SUV, you're getting a luxury electric vehicle that makes German flagships look outdated. This is exactly why the traditional automotive industry is nervous. This is why they don't want you paying attention to vehicles like this. For significantly less money than a base Mercedes S-Class, you're getting more technology, more performance, more luxury, and honestly, more future-proofing. And before you ask, yes, it's safe. The ET9 comes loaded with the latest driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise control that maintains your speed and distance, lane centering that keeps you perfectly positioned, emergency braking that can prevent collisions, blind spot monitoring, 360-degree cameras. The works. It even has LiDAR sensors for ultra-precise autonomous driving capabilities. Think of it as advanced autopilot technology, potentially even more sophisticated than what you've seen elsewhere. But here's where things get controversial. Would this car even meet U.S. safety regulations? Would American buyers actually trust a Chinese luxury vehicle with their family's safety? Because let's be real for a second, Western brands love to claim that Chinese cars are cheap, unsafe, and won't last. But looking at the ET9, does that narrative actually hold up? Or is it just fear of legitimate competition? The ET9 has earned a 5-star safety rating from China's equivalent of our safety testing standards. The structure uses high-strength steel and aluminum construction with comprehensive airbag systems throughout the cabin. The data suggests this is a genuinely safe vehicle. So there you have it. The NIO ET9, the Chinese luxury electric vehicle that's keeping executives at traditional automakers up at night. Is this the future of family cars, or will it fade away? That's ultimately up to the market to decide. But one thing is absolutely certain. China is moving faster than the West when it comes to electric vehicle innovation. And cars like this prove that luxury doesn't require a German price tag, and cutting-edge technology doesn't have to come from the usual suspects. So here's my question for you. Would you trust a Chinese luxury EV that costs around $100,000 over a traditional German sedan that costs $120,000 or more? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments, because I guarantee this debate is going to get heated. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're constantly covering electric vehicles and automotive innovations that don't always make it into Western headlines. Next time, we're diving into another Chinese electric vehicle that's absolutely revolutionary, and you're definitely not going to want to miss it. Until then, keep pushing forward into the future.